this team wants GST, but they are very open. Whatever the topic will come, they will make it, right? How many you generally hear that news channel comedies? I say it's debate program, which they generally, है चार लोगों को बिठा देते हैं फिर they start fighting है ना and
It starts like a debate, like now.
And it is a fight.
and without any conclusion.
So, think first, let me give you the brief.
Yeah.
So, it's like first we will do the toss. So, whoever is the winner, like they need to have a choose. Like either they want to pick a cheat, or they want to choose like they are going to be opposed, or they are going to be in a favor of the topic. So, based on the toss, they have the winner as an option.
So it is basically for and against the motion.
Yeah.
Right.
So, two leader needs to be came for toss.
From your team, anyone?
Okay. You want to choose?
Decide.
Okay, then let us.
And what about topic?
That needs to be picked in from the cheat.
So what they have to think? What they have to decide right now?
Means you need to be decide like two options. One, you have an option to pick the cheat, or either what you want, like you want to oppose the topic or you will to against it.
Without knowing the topic.
Yes.
Like wouldn't it be any fair like grading the toss? Like we will first.
And suppose randomly we give option, then there is also like you say second is there on the now you
Not to cheat. But then they decide if they want to be a favor or if they want.
sorry.
No. So they pick that shape. Then what next? Then who is picking for and who
We
is
have to decide pros and cons.
वो तो फिर जेनरिक ही हो जाएगा. जेनरिक ही हो जाएगा.
But there is no for and against.
No. Yeah, that's
So that's
I said, like first who is going to means what you have decided.
No, they have decided that's it to pick that check.
Okay, then this team needs to be decided what for your
Acha, they want to go for.
Yes, so let me first decide again. So
meantime you decide what you are doing.
We can decide. And we will decide.
Before topic.
This thing, foreign against thing.
Yes.
Before she can decide,
Yes. Yes. Yes, for example, GST is there, but like GST is reform. So it is good or bad. So if you are against, then you need to be opposed. Today, whatever event is there. If you are in favor, then you have to be give the positive also.
We decided to give them option.
We are picking.
The cheat.
Okay.
Okay.
Pick the check.
So, DDLJ?
Yes.
DDLJ.
Makarba.
Of course, they will
But
set
yeah.
the pros. Also.
Yes. Definitely. Is this needed? Yes, so now your turn. What? No.
After the change, you will decide.
After the cheat, after
No. Before then to be decided.
Okay.
No.
Before that, now you have to decide. Now the situation changed. Now
actually bit confused, like what is the pro of tossing the coin?
At that something we need to be start, right? Like then again we are discussing why they got this chance and they got this chance.
So they are given only one chance on the toss. Either you can pick the cheat, or you can directly go for the another option, or you can oppose, or you can go to the positive side. That shows your confidence. That's the whatever the topic is. Whatever the topic you are confident in. Yeah, we will do.
That's totally fine.
Go ahead negatively or maybe a positive.
We call it to oppose.
Oppose. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we can select this team is opposing.
Okay.
And
We are in favor.
they are favoring.
Yeah, great. Nice. Great job.
What is that option?
Yeah, that's
It's very exciting.
that's
All right. So the topic is who should drive digital transformation. Again, I'm repeating public versus private sector. Who should drive digital transformation? Now you are opposition side and you need to do a favoring. Whatever like they are going to discuss. Okay?
And we have 5 minutes to discuss the topic.
Yeah, internally you can discuss. Again, like if you need, then I will repeat that. Public versus private sector. Who should drive digital transformation?
Exactly.
All they are having 20 minutes including this discussion.
yes.
Just tell them because they might take timer.
Won't be timer is 5 minutes or yes.
Whatever it is. Your timer has been started. Okay, so better you can come on the board, better you will get a good time to talk.
The discussion timer. Not the
20 minutes.
Altogether, like
20
we
minutes.
have
Alright,
20
20
minutes.
First 5 minutes is good for discussion.
Then what you are
आप यहाँ से एक बार फोटोज पे
Life is exercise.
The page may not be very well. It's a great decision. It was great.
Do we have more water, sir?
Prakash,
Water, sir, you can't be able to.
Okay, so you are starting on the public versus private sector who drive digital transformation, right? The topic is clear to both of the groups.
Yes.
Okay, and now it is a continuous discussion. Timer is on already, right? And I think after 10 minutes or Mohit, you can raise alarm that this is something. And then how much time left? Okay, so please start. Anyone can start. Right. Hi guys. So we have a topic now. Right. Depends on that we are going to do it. So first thing is like we all know what one thing is every day we are daily using PIM, the UPI payment transaction. Right. Now India is leading this UPI in the world right now at the moment for UPI transactions. Now other countries, foreign countries are taking over UPI. Like Dubai is also right now taking up this UPI transactions through the Indian portals and all. And other companies are also now giving an opportunity to India to lead these UPI transactions. And so this is one of the best digitalization that India has. I think that this is a new innovation from India, sir. Right? And we have created our own UPI transaction mandate for the around the globe, and we are open on it.
And second thing, one more thing I need to edit that one. You are talking about the Dubai. So if we if public we open one kind of digitalization in that segment, there is a Anganwadi segment who vaccination are providing corona vaccination, other than being just like FIR. So if there is a one point one booth are created digital where we can vote digital in form of the digitalization. So nobody can go to the. You recently we are know that there is a too much getting from the BLO and electoral commission and the parties opposition parties. There is a we can provide the basic one kind of you can say that एक clearly आप रख सकते हो कि आप white board पर रख सकते हो vaccination if we provide a vaccination so at that time who needed that one you can select that in form of that who is getting that favor.
So on this point, this is really correct one. On this, I want to add one thing that in COVID, India had already did this. We have already sent a lot of COVID vaccine to other countries like Brazil and other countries like Australia also we have sent. So many more other countries where we did a digitalization. Not just in terms of vaccination, we grow very well on large scale of it in digitalization. Like both the side. We can say.
So basically, you were saying that a digital transformation should happen publicly. So not in the private sector, by private sector. It should be done by the public sector. That's what you are trying to portray here. Correct? Yeah.
So no, we have both the things are correct. You are also correct, right? It should be done in both the side.
Yes.
Not only in publicly, privatization also require those same thing, digitalization, right?
Yes.
Like for an example, you know that right now the
But if government can contribute more,
then it's beneficially to the majority.
Yeah.
Because if
But then-
is private is you can say consider as just Ola, Uber or Zomato. If they are charging, if they have the rights to do like Adani or Adani Gas, if government has a more power to showcase that one.
But that's again very few of the companies that are very loyal and very work very
But
ahead for
But
that.
still, they need. You can say that.
But as you can see, there is very much laziness and very like we can take an example of IRCTC and many of the government websites that doesn't even work properly.
But
with
can
their
you say-
service.
But they are getting more people and facilities.
More services providing the service, but actually the establishing actually chain and mechanism more likely. So like it's actually tough for government to do a digital transformation on a mass scales.
Yeah,
The private sector
I can
definitely, let's say consider a small private sector just handles the transportation service and do a digital
Yeah.
transformation. So they can provide a better service or establish a better mechanism
Yes.
with the on a small case, and then government do
Then
a
we grow.
digital.
So you mean torrent power is the best example for it?
Torrent power can be, and on the opposite performance side, it is much costlier.
So basically,
Exactly,
it's
yeah.
like
Exactly, we're talking about that. The privatization is while not helping us.
Why actually on the costlier, they provide the best service. If there is a power outage in your home, actually, they will provide the service on the 2 a.m.
But now I have a solar at my home.
Yeah, so
So as you mentioned
The
that
cost has been reduced. Right?
Government
Cost reduced, subsidies from the government. But the best thing is, like as you said, like the IRCTC. That is a good question. But now government is working on it, so they brought Vande Bharat.
And you can see that
Transportation change, right? That's not a digital change.
IRCTC is doing a digital transformation in upcoming next 5 years. In 2030, they going to
But
mitigate
But-
all.
but-
But
we
that
are
means
not-
again, that
we are-
needs time, right? If we can see in a technical way, doing batch job works more efficiently rather than doing a one task at one time. It will put
Actually,
really much
I- I-
government
let me give an
and
example. Like he mentioned that it's hard for government to provide it on a
initially
yeah.
to take
But for example for that is government is right now having that toll tax through which
Yes.
cars can directly pass through the toll
Yeah.
and online payment is done.
Yep, I've been hearing that
Faster,
since
you mean
5 years.
faster, right?
But let me.
So mass digitalization has also happened if you know.
But
Your Aadhaar is linked with your ITR.
What I
So
would
only
say,
there
what
the
one
mass
time you can, what I would say
government
is,
is ruling that one. So then definitely
if you go with the private sector, then
at the end,
what kind of data?
private
But
sector.
government
like implementing FASTag all over the highways for the only government, it should be really hard or time taking or really.
But
What if they give a private sector to handle any highway, or they give that particular private sector
Like
that you can handle that.
Actually, NHC is a private. NHC national.
If they give the private sector, then
NHC
charge
is
from
taking care of
data.
all the national highways.
Yes, what I would say.
LNT is taking care of all the national highways across the India, right? So all the FASTag is delivered to the private
Yes.
sectors only.
Yes,
So the
definitely.
FASTag is a
So-
government services, right, for the publicly, and this toll taxes are going to the government, but that is going to
Yeah,
the privatization.
doing the third party things.
So-
Yeah, so it's a third party thing.
So
Yeah.
this way, we should agree on that digitalization
No.
should be.
No, we can't.
Then by the private
If our government is doing this, but
Yes, definitely.
government is doing this, right? If they have that power to do this, why we can't have our own polling? Just to give you an example, like Uber is
If just let me just
please go ahead.
yeah, example. If our Aadhaar card data give to the private company, what can they do with our data?
What do you know that in the backend there is no third party integration or third party
But
companies
there
are
is a-
working, private companies working with the government.
there is a link with the bank.
Actually,
That's the reason why. Let
Government
me
is
tell you.
not directly digitalizing everything with their own products, right? Many of the products are made by the private companies. and government
It's very
is
so
Let me give you one
So
example.
example.
Let me
Just
give you
for
one
an example.
yes, this go ahead.
Another example I am talking about. Let's say government try to digitalization on IT return. Let's say they force people to fill that IT return by their own self. Okay, so it is going to be really hard. But what if any organization decides, like let's say vacancy decides that please in the people who are working in the vacancy, they need to fill that IT return by themselves digitally. So which will be a much easier and which will take a less time.
But
Let me ask you one thing. Who will be
Around-
providing the funds? If government is not backing private sectors, who are giving funds for these initiatives?
Sir, but what we are
But these
It is a simple
you can
question.
say that private can do better, but
But
government
the
can do
funds
also be
needs
the
to go
better.
to private
Yes,
companies,
the
right?
example
Because
can
public
because
sector cannot
initially
work that efficiently.
initially government can start that
Go into
process.
corruption. Public sectors has to give money to the private sector.
Who can say
rather than
But it is not a, it is a public money.
What I would
Your idea is public money.
there are many of the
but you can see the Adani scandal. So
You know that, but
read the Adani scandal.
Government cannot give idea tax money to private. Like for an example, just one example.
Okay, go ahead.
Reliance Jio launched its own accounting software at right now. ITR you can fill in like 20 rupees or 10 rupees. Like we are sitting here, how many people? 10 people. We are sitting here, we can fill.
Do we
But
have
how
any
this guy is going to fill this? Right? Because he is not much educated. Right? But still he want to fill that. So what he do?
Actually, there have been many examples, which was like private sectors are supposed to succeed and failed as well. Let's
Mostly fail.
that's what
In
business.
front of government
Make
mostly
it
Yes, correct.
accessible. Do you have any
it is all about
such good
all about the government policies
I would like to
structure.
second you talking about the internet. Basically, you need to understand.
Provide internet,
No,
provide gadgets, provide.
Madam, actually, you need to take a R&D on that one. Basically, BSNL, which is a government company,
Yes,
is
BSNL is
providing
handling
5G
all the
services.
towers.
So,
Jio-
about
this
the
is the
efficiency?
government
What
and
about
take a
the
reliance
efficiency?
based on the reason. Unless and
Which
Which
in Jio.
Yeah.
Okay, just go back to Jio and then see BSNL is approaching that tower for Jio. Jio didn't have
Yes.
any tower. Jio didn't have any tower, even though Airtel
I would tell उन लोगों को बुला लो ना बाबा, हम तो बुला लो। Yes, no.
नहीं तो किसका है?
Second team.
सेकंड टीम बता जा कौन सी टीम है वो नहीं खड़ी टोटल कितनी टीम है?
जो खत्म करें आप।
Yeah. Oh, she was like a different then. For you. All good and good.
Yes, yes. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good
afternoon.
Only one people.
Want to ask someone?
One
Yeah,
person.
right.
With the groups are here.
So at least who is the captain at this side?
Yes.
All right. This side.
All are here. All are here.
Yeah, I'm not deciding.
What is the captain? At least introduce. I hope the captain is aware about their team.
Yes.
They told the captain say I don't know people. Wow, automatic
Anyone like people? Guys, like
We need to do a toss.
Just for the toss we need it. And who will just for the toss.
So let me give you the brief. Like we are going to do a toss. Whoever is the winner of the toss, they have a two options to choose. Either they can pick the option to cheat. It's whatever cheat we have given, they can pick it. Or second option, they can choose that like either they are going to be oppose the topic or they are in a favor of the topic. So whoever won the toss, they have to choose what they are want to do. The second one need to be whatever they can. So please.
two people
So the captains are there, no? The one is Vivek and
You can say visit that. Just you can say like king or cross.
say
King.
It's a cross.
Okay, so
You.
okay, I want to choose the
Topic.
no, not the topic. I want to say that who will gonna
Opposition or-
So what you are going to you need to choose. You are going to be oppose the topic or you are in the favor of the topic.
Okay,
without
I'll
knowing.
be in the favor of.
Okay, got it. So now
Yeah.
this thing needs to be chosen.
Topic. On करना है ये on करना है. Last streaming.
Streaming.
On करना है. अरे वो बच्चे streaming है. यहाँ से.
You just need to learn how to
That will got achieved automatically as it's only.
एड्रेस करो तो पता चलता है कैसे नहीं
How about
अच्छा okay oh just
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Home occupation versus traditional education.
क्या है topic इसलिए?
Home education versus traditional.
Education versus
Traditional
traditional
education. Which is the right choice? Either home education or a traditional education. These people are going to oppose something and you are in the favor of something. Okay?
Okay, so taken that way, which home education and traditional education, you are going to oppose what? Because it is a versus.
You're going to favor what? Yeah.
okay I have a question here that what we will consider as a home education and what we will consider as a traditional education.
Questions.
They have one query. What we are going to cover in a home education versus like in a traditional education methodology.
What's the difference between they want to know
Yes.
the home education and the traditional education?
It's like school someone is learning from
And home education is very it's like rare people is doing, but someone if you at initial level like let's consider this for initial year 5 years. Like you are going to be educate your child as a traditional way or your home. Like I seen many people are doing. They are not sending their child to nursery or KG or senior KG or something like that. They directly put after first or something like that. So that is something they are giving the education at home instead of traditional one.
Okay, so this is only for the children who are below 5.
Consider that for
We
now.
can consider it that way.
No, it's not that. I'll just help you. Home education is not related to that below 5 years or something like that. Home education, if you are taking a tuitions inside, suppose for example, if I'm not having the money and somebody is giving me that, okay, I'll be the tutor and I'll be doing those things as of my personal choice. So this is kind of, and many of the places or many big people also have this particular education system. Now, the traditional education is like going to school. Anywhere you're going to physically, any place, and having a conversation. Like, we are going to school, so everyone wants to know which school we have gone to, or we are going to colleges. So that is called a tradition, where all the processes has to be followed. So now I'll just give an example. Ellen School, everyone is aware of it. Yeah, right? Yeah. So there are people who are not going to actually school, they're going to Allen, right? So that is, you can consider as a home education for that. Just for your example, and then there are students who are going to schools, like they are going to KV, they are going to any Udgam school. So that is called as traditional school.
So can we consider the private tuitions as a home
We
education?
can consider that, but not consider tuitions specifically because tuitions are different.
Those are
Tuitions are different. These are the institutes only where the teacher, but there are no professional person is coming down and having a conversation at your home. That is the difference. They are not the professional. The professional will be into your schools. But you cannot compare with the private tutors. That majorly happens in Pakistan, just to help you.
Okay.
So I think you are having few minutes to discuss internally, but your timer is starting now for 20 minutes, right? Yeah. You can. No, you can.
Yeah, what we are proposing must help. So accordingly, we can prepare. No, people can
Okay. For that we are in favor of traditional education. That's fine. It's not the informal thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's experience.
System component.
Like flexible things to do from the export models which you yes, they accessible. From this you can do all the proposition yes, now we have a selection. Other than basic life how many directions? Apart from that how yourself if you want the basic life skills yes. Next one. Like you can reach your kids fast or okay, so example. Beat Right?
Yes.
That so from our side, PPA will be
टाइम चल रहा है
okay. Start. Okay.
चाय में लेते हैं
Shall we start? Great. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sure. So, talking about traditional education, first thing I would like to highlight that is in traditional education, the first thing in life what we get that is discipline. That is very much needful in our life from this beginning of our life. So, in traditional education method, we are getting how we can be disciplined in our life and which is needed in every aspect of our life. Second thing, while getting in traditional education, we are going outside of the comfort zone, which is also very much needed in our life. Whatever we learn, whatever we do, that is when we get outside of the comfort zone, only then we can get to learn everything, every aspects of our life. So that's why traditional education is very much needed. And then when we go outside of our comfort zone, we're getting the outward all the resources. Like suppose we're going to a school, then you can get the libraries, you can get all the resources available in the school. You are getting to know other people. You are getting different various kind of people, good, bad, neutral, whatever. And those are helping you to build your own personality as well. So so everything starts with that traditional education part, right? So okay.
All right. So I would like to disagree with that because satellite, like whatever satellite striker said about the tradition, about stepping outside of the comfort zone, that same applies to whether it's a homeschool or it's a traditional schooling. Because discipline should go either way, either it's goes
I think
to
discipline is more
homeschool.
like
Yeah,
mindset.
yeah, discipline is more like a mindset. And about the documentation or the resources that schooling or traditional way provide, now it's available publicly as well. Like it said that we can definitely get it directly from outside sources. Like there are many private companies available which can provide the same thing whatever the school provides. So, yeah.
Okay.
Also, I would like to add one point, as you mentioned that you will interact with different kind of people. So in homeschooling, the parents know at least what kind of people their kid are interacting with, what they are learning, and they are aware about the surrounding their kid is in. But right now, if you see the kind of parenting and the kids they are going into school and the kind of company a kid is getting, so parents are not aware of about it. They will just go in parents teacher meeting and once in a year, and they don't know like what kind of people their kid is interacting with. So at home,
Okay. So here I have a counterpoint. Like,
Yeah.
if I talk about myself, then how many years parents will be with me?
see at the point of homeschooling right now, if you
We are not talking about just school. We are talking about the discipline, and we are talking about the mindset which will be developed outside the home. Because
definitely.
if you just said that parents will be knowing which kind of people are
at all the
getting
time,
with
but
the
they will
children,
get to
right?
know
But how will the child get to know that these are the bad things and these are the good things? If he will not encounter the bad things, he will not going to know that these are the bad things. We should not go for this one,
That's
right?
about that.
And if you will not get out of the home, you will not get to know that these are the bad things. I should not encounter these kind of people.
But why do you think that a home education you need to stay on?
Exactly. So
But you think that-
by
Okay.
supporting.
For that thing, let me tell you one thing, that when we are at home, right, and we don't have friends and anyone, because in home education there is some boundaries that you will not meet, you will not meet hundred of people when you are at when you are doing home education,
That
right?
same things
Yeah,
like present Ellen or anybody.
No,
So
but
Since so many
People can
years,
connect with 100 people, but in traditional education, you can connect with 1,000 people. That I said, and it is
But that fact
you will get exposed to the outside
But it
world.
doesn't make sense that 1,000 people will learn each and everything from 1,000. That
Yeah.
can be done within 100.
It is a fun. You can learn something from someone.
the more exposure you will have, the more knowledge you will get.
So basically,
Yeah.
home education doesn't mean
So
that.
that's why we are coming out of the home and we
Home
are
education
doing job, we are
is
doing
what's right for the kids.
any extracurricular activity. That's why we are doing these things as well. Because with extracurricular activity, you will get to know more people, more more information, and with more information,
But
you will
what
get to know
the
about
things
more
like,
things.
If the particular kid doesn't have any interest in that area and
No, but
Well,
that is not compulsory in the traditional
That's why
school as well.
a kid doesn't know about what is his liking, what is his disliking. When he gets to know about his friends or
and
people
that's what
out of the
home particular
Home offers comfort. Home offers comfort. It doesn't offer
it doesn't come from no.
Also, people go on the traditional that they get some comfort.
So basically, let me quickly tell you
If it
point.
no
comes to one point also that it is
no
depend on
child will get
that
comfort.
child's mindset.
Yeah.
What he
Yeah.
wants to do, what he wants
But
to do.
it
His
is-
mindset will not change if he doesn't face the other students.
Yes.
His mindset will be
So
broader
this
and
is
broader.
a fun fact
If we-
proven by UNESCO. It's not we are telling, it's a fun fact given by UNESCO. Like 60% of the trained teachers, what they give, it is like 60% above the kids will grow.
But here
Initially, see, 1 to 5
so those things are going to change.
Yeah, that is the same thing I can learn from
The initial education is always given by the parents. And the basic education which we learn within the 0 to 3 years is given by the
But
parents.
let's talk about current scenario.
For those education, the minimum education is required.
So,
That's just something
just
just
to that point, right? Like right now, many organizations, even CBSE and ICSE has allowed.
Okay.
In favor, we can start like if there is one nation, one election, so we can reduce the cost of election. So the expense wise, it will be very easy and
We think expense wise, it is very much. Why? Because of the both booths, the EVM machines and all things should be provided at the one time, right? So also the management, the what you can say, we can have that particular thing at the right place at right time and right place, right? So the force we need to that with security we need to provide. That's the thing we need to check, right? So this is the whole major point. Why is like if we go with the one nation and one election.
But if you consider corruption, then corruption will be at a state level in different voting machines. But there will be a one corruption, so there will be less
Corruption
corruption.
should be not be there, right?
It will be
Less
increased.
corruption.
It
There
will
will
be
be less
increased.
corruption.
It will be increased.
It will
Like
not be
one-
increased.
it will be increased. Yeah.
It will be increased.
It will be increased.
Why? Like at one time we need to say like if we done this particular thing, then we are winner,
Right.
right?
But
So
then
at that point of time we will go
one
there.
opposite party, you can check and oppose that.
No opposition party will check them.
Why not?
It's a whole election committee's issue, right? Like before some times any parties cannot what you can say their promotion and all things, right? So there will be a no point of that particular parties needs to be involved in that particular thing.
That is benefit for us now.
But that's the whole thing. Like if you go with the corruption, if you go with the one nation or not, right? That's a common point. So that's not benefit.
And we should also consider that every nation have a different demographic cultures and their
the point of view and they're living in they're different. So we cannot consider. We can also consider that also.
So for any kind of like the parties like a BJP and Congress, right? So if every state has like election, right? So they have a particular budget, right? And all the most of the budgets are the black budgets, right? So if they are doing one nation, one election, so it should be have so much fun. And I don't think so. It is a feasible solutions right now to take up at that level. And as I had mentioned, like corruption will be increased just because of it's at a one time. So at one time they can like if someone one party has the some amazing budget, right? So they can grab all the things like all the states at one time. Because in terms of election.
Corruption will be decreased because see the money in India is limited. Okay, it's not gonna increase, right? Cause and the flow of money will not, because at a single time we have to provide money to all the peoples, right? That won't be feasible because money is something like if election happened in Madhya Pradesh, then that money we can flow to Gujarat and their corruption will be done, right?
For the each state,
Because there will be no flow of money because we need ample amount of money to have that corruption at this stage.
Okay, that is an internal thing.
Yes.
How can public can there is no transparency if there is only one election. So there is not a transparency in my opinion.
So
How will
also if you consider corruption, for like we remove corruptions, we need to like increase the security. But if you like go with one election at one time for entire nation, so providing security for all nation at one time, it's like more.
We
most
might have
difficult.
lacked that particular force, like police
Just
force.
because of
Yes.
police and
But that
forces
will be
are
only
not
for the one
that
time.
much.
Huh?
Yes, that's
Yes.
a one time, but
That's
we
one time.
might not have that particular thing.
Yes.
So if
Let's
you
say
see
if
the
we
whole
require
forces-
one police force at let's say 10% at one booth, 10% at second booth, 10% third booth, right? Imagine at one point of time between 10 to 6, right? We need to provide a security to millions of booths,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
Yeah, but we have enough forces.
Because
No,
what's
no, that's
we
not.
have-
We don't have.
No,
We don't have much.
we don't have that
We
enough
don't
forces
access
to
because of
affect
at the
all the
same time.
to
At the
affect
same
that.
time, they have to provide the forces
No.
to the every.
If election is there in Gujarat, then Gujarat police is only there in the booth.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
We would hire from police from other states. Okay.
So for that,
Police
we
state
have
and
state
capacity.
forces. We have state
So-
forces for the state.
Yes.
Force every time.
No, we require that forces. We require army at some place and all things, right? There is something like on every go. Like there are very crucial states, right? At point like we
We
need
can
to.
distribute the
we need-
forces for that.
But we do not.
We don't have
We
that
don't have
much.
that.
We don't
But
have
we
that
have-
much.
but
Don't
we
have
do
that.
also
We
have
don't
Also the
At
equipment.
the
Also the
same time,
equipment.
if the election is going on in the Gujarat, then it is the manageable thing, right? And if all the elections are going on in the 29 states, right? So then all the police will be at every state, right? And even adding at the point like all the military forces has to be there.
One more
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's also
One more
considered
thing.
national
Okay,
capital.
one more thing over here.
Yes.
Yeah.
As we have 29 states, right? So and we have only 2-3 government parties. So each time parties have to waste their time doing the campaigns on
Campaigns
to
and
29
Yes.
states separately. Instead of that, they can do the election at the one time, and they can focus the rest of the time on the implementation of the things. And if there was no one nation, one election, then some of the state which is quite poor right now, they will just ignore those states if they win in the high number in the other states, which is election was done before. So that would be the one thing, that with the one nation, one election, each of the state will get the equal priorities in terms of the development and in terms of the attention from the each and every government, whether it is the ruling party or it is the party that is against. And we have an example that Jammu Kashmir was in the one nation, one election before the 1995 and the 1997. In between that period, then after they will remove the Jammu Kashmir from the one nation, one election, and we see that Jammu Kashmir just be the separate part of India. And when they just added them back, we see that from the last 10 to 5 years, Jammu Kashmir is in the trend right now. So
Jammu
that-
Kashmir is a whole separate
Yeah,
point.
it's all
Yes, sir. It's not whole separate. It is a part of India.
Kingdom of Pakistan, right?
But we need to consider that.
But we are considering
You
that.
can't compare. That is not a valid
No.
point, right?
Like,
Or
we
we are
if
at
you
that
see
point like
practicality, if you see the
you are going,
practicality,
you are scared to go to Jammu Kashmir
Yeah.
now, okay? So that's
That
a
is
no.
a different point.
that is
But
that-
Why we are talking about terrorism here?
Why we have like why they have put it there one nation one election at Jammu Kashmir, right? So that's a crucial point. They have to do that particular thing at that point of time, right?
But what he
See,
is pointing out.
So you agree to that point that you are in favor of that thing?
No.
Yes, what he is pointing.
Well, like that's the
Before that-
situation, right?
With that
That's a
condition.
Jammu Kashmir situation.
It is an exception.
Yeah.
Okay, what if one brain is ruling the whole country and there are multiple brain ruling our
So how the one election and like one nation, one election is not a one brain about.
of course
Of
it
course,
is
one
one-
day there is a election committee. We want-
there.
There is an election committee. Okay. Election committee is handling multiple states, right?
Yeah.
And with separate point, there are ruling parties and opposition parties, right? Some of the opposition parties like we don't want to have this particular election over here, right? Right out. They don't want to compete that particular because of
They
they
are
know.
not capable to do that. Otherwise, they must have to ready for the election.
Like some of the companies like I will only rule the Gujarat.
let's suppose as you are guys favoring that, right? So let's see the practicality. What do you think about the practicality? I suppose all the peoples know that is not particularly practically right or feasible right now.
It's the
How you will manage that?
administrative convenience.
Right.
Okay.
So-
it will increase because see, if you want to create any new rule, it will be applied to all over the India
Think
in
about
one go.
think about
Okay.
that thing. One nation,
Yes.
one vote, right? Like at one go.
Okay.
We are doing that particular thing in our state level, right? Let's say if we do have state level voting, right? So we are doing in a sections like on one Saturday or Sunday it will be there. Second Saturday, Sunday, third Saturday, Sunday. It is in a part, right? So think about on major level,
National level.
National.
National level.
right? So handling this particular thing.
People's now on the
But
one
how it will
hand,
be feasible? So main thing is about the feasibility.
So it
right?
will
You can about the feasibility, right?
Why it is not easy?
yes.
Yeah.
Provide us. You guys provide us. How it is possible to, right?
Think about it like
If we
EVM
make
machines.
the one nation,
Okay.
one election, then it will increase some kind of a job opportunity for some of the people. They will support the entire
It will be
election.
for the shorter time.
That
right?
doesn't matter.
It will be for the shorter time.
Increase the
Just because of it will be taken up to 2-3 months, right?
Think about the EVM machines. Okay.
Okay. EVM
That's
machine is a one-time cost. Okay. We have
It's a one-time cost, but the transportation, getting
No,
that
that-
particular
yeah.
thing.
That is
one-time
It's
investment.
a big
at the
challenge.
time of voting.
So
they
what
have
if
to do that.
if there
That's
was
a
a multiple election, still you need to transport the
Think about that particular EVM machine cost and all things, right? Like one EVM machine can be utilized as a different state.
but transformation.
So, but increasing that particular cost of EVMs into that election committee, right? So think about how much EVM machines we require.
Okay.
that-
I know, but that is
Okay. We agree the
Particular
cost.
But that will be
No,
just
no,
a one-time investment.
Yeah, but
You
we
need to
agree.
pay the transportation fees also.
We agree. Election
Only one
boards
state
are
is
not feasible.
managing all the things. It will be particular state wise.
Yeah, that's the point. It is a particular state wise. Let's think about
All
if
the
we are
states
going for
have their
Gujarat.
questions.
No. That's the election committee's part, right? Election committee will have a set of numbers of EVMs, right? They will transmit wherever the election is there.
But if you consider EVM machine, then if one year EVM machine is corrupted, then that same EVM machine will be transferred.
Think about it on the
other
high
state.
level.
So there-
High level. Like how one EVM machine
You are
is there, and
supporting
think about
that.
every machine.
That's great point. It's supporting us.
Think about it on every machine.
Last 5 minutes.
Okay. Think about it on every
If we
machine.
consider voters, like I have to vote for state level election and for central level election. Some people are not living in their home states. They have to come and they have to vote. So if there is one nation, one election, we can
It will
also
be on the first one
consider
vote.
that point as well.
Okay.
So multiple people can not miss the voting.
And the most
And you can
important
vote
thing
from
we
anywhere.
are giving here is time. Okay. So doing elections at a separate time will require a lot of time. And the government will save a lot of time by doing one nation, one election, and they can improve that, they can utilize that time in the development of our nation because that is the
Lot of
ultimate
money
goal.
is also
Because-
spending on the campaigns and everything. So that
Because
money
the
can spend
ultimate
on
goal
the
is the development of our nation. right? Because every time if we do focus on the elections only, then when we will grow, okay? So that time will be also invested in the development.
So you
other thing as
so
well.
if one particular party is doing that, they will give and spend more time. It is doing on a different level. Different people are doing that.
Yeah.
So there is a
Like-
different time duration.
So yes,
But
that
wait,
is the
wait, wait, wait.
different
You are saying
people.
that
You have a different marketing person at the each states. You cannot say that if I'm the leader of one party, I will do the campaign in Gujarat and I will do the campaign in Kerala. No, that is not possible. They still need a different person to do the campaign at the region
And,
level.
Exactly.
And
So
for-
it is better that having the same election at the same time instead of having the election on the different
Different
time.
And by using-
spending the
And-
time.
But if you consider
Spending the
that,
time.
let's say only 1 month is spent on that, and if you consider different voting in
So
different
you are
states,
doing on a national level. I
And
think more.
one more benefit is on while considering one nation, one election, the mindset of the leaders which are being standing in the election, they will be long. They will think for the long term.
Long-term.
They will not
Yes, that base you are
short term.
thinking like one nation, one election, right?
Hmm.
Like if you like as you talk about that thing, like someone will go for only one time to vote, right? That's a good point. Actually, good point. But because of like there is a state part and we can say the whole Indian part, right? So at that point of time, the two different things are happening. Okay, so if someone is going to vote only one, like I can vote on the BJP on the national side or Congress on the my state
People are
wise.
spending time, right? And government is also spending money, and people are not
Because-
coming.
Because
And that-
yeah,
it is also
that's a
waste of
people
money.
part. That's a
It is
people
also
part, right?
waste of money, right? It is also.
That's
We
a
have to
people
consider
part.
that.
Why? Because of in Kerala, right? BJP will not good, right? In the Kerala, so someone will not think about that particular thing. Like I will vote to the BJP in Kerala and I will vote to the BJP in the national level. Okay, so that's a opposition thing, like different part,
It can
different mindset.
If one nation, one particular person is selected, then it will be beneficial.
So how? Let's say that's a dictatorship.
No, it is not.
Like if someone is coming, like let's say Modi, right? Okay, so Modi is going to and introduce
But
all the
after
things to the
5 years,
nation.
there has to be another election. So it is not kind of like of
like their opposition party will be there on
Even
their
opposition party, they can oppose
Like
that.
we are current citizen like Congress. What Congress is doing?
It's about the opposition party.
Yes.
That's the thing. But
If we are
these are the things based to the people.
So it is
See about
happening
the
right
India,
now as well. It
the
is not
party.
related to one nation, one election. It is
Yeah.
happening right now.
Yeah. So for that, if you go with one nation, one
That's my point. Like if
It will be-
it is not possible. Like for the if you see all around the world, right? In the US there is a one election for the president, right? So that's why it is possible or feasible for them. But we have the state wise,
At
we
some
have the
point,
national
at
level,
some
and most of it.
They have mayor,
Yeah.
right?
They
So
have
they
ways,
have
but they
mayor.
can also opt for state level.
Yes.
Last
Why they have-
yes.
And one more thing, if there is a one nation, one. For now, what is happening? Some of the states are majorly developing, and some of the states are getting backward. So, if there is a one nation, one election, all the states can develop together.
Exactly.
How it is possible? How it will be possible? How it is possible?
For each and every state, and mean one nation, one election. The leader can choose like how we can distribute the money and the budget. And
But
how
it doesn't depend on that. It doesn't depend on that. How it will do it.
Election thing. It's a development party thing. Like how they want to develop, right? If you are going
That side, election part, like that, they get.
To point
And with election, we also have some other thing as well. Like if you've seen with Bengal and this kind of thing, there is curfew and so many other things are going on with election. So we have to consider
Time's up.
that things as well.
Great.
Okay.
I guess one thing which I have observed, I guess nobody is aware about actually being of one nation, one election.
That's a one day.
It just mean it is not me. The